was 13.
He was 13 and y'all was already doing music?
Yeah, we was doing music in my mama's basement.
Okay, so and Tech N9ne basically was he rapping like the da 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 da?
No, well, yeah, he was.
When you first met him.
I'm gonna give you his first rap that I heard and what we recorded in my mama's basement.
Okay,
I mean, I can't do it like that.
Of course, I know you.
Given a chance to rhyme, a professional brother's gonna be a good start. Don't even think about sleeping because I'm fucking up every part. Any sucker that run up and try to juke me, my rhyme be so damn funky, it's like Dookie.
Oh, yeah. So
he was doing this in 1988.
Woo!
Tech N9ne was doing that in 1988.
In 1988?
We are kids, man. We laid his first song down that he ever recorded in my mama's basement. It was called New Breed. And that's the song right there.
Yeah, we on Boss Talk 101. Yeah, we gonna talk.
Okay, let's get into the point. I know already, you know, they coin you as, how did the Bloods come to 55th Street?
The Bloods came to 55th through two individuals from California.
Okay.
And they came in 1985. One guy who, me and him befriended each other because we both had similar liking in music.
Okay.
So he was a DJ and I was a producer and a rapper in 1985. And his name is DJ Dr. Bob.
Okay.
Craig Patterson, my homie. What's up, bro? And so him and his cousin, Fly Mac, guy by the name of Troy Washington, they landed on 55th and Wayne, which is like 3-4 blocks away from my block.
Okay.
Which is 55th Michigan. And they came with the Blood Gang. So, you know, when they came, you know, they had the Gucci belts and the Gucci hats, and they came with the fashion and they came with the jewelry and everything. And, you know, they was looking good, looking real dapper and looking real good. And they was red, you know, red this and red that. And so my homeboys attached to them, which was guys that I grew up with from day one. And, you know, and they also came with the dope.
Wow.
So, you know, they were supplying my homeboys with the dope.
That's cool.
But the thing with Black Walt, my family was already plugged.
Okay,
my
okay.
family was already moving things. So, and I wasn't dealing in the streets at that time, you know, because my family always stayed on me. You go to school, you do this, you're going to go to college, you know. My father's a business owner. He was a business owner for many, many years and very well respected in the black community of Kansas City. Well, not just the black community, in the community, because he had a lot of white customers and lawyers and doctors and police, you know, everybody.
You
was
name
in my
it.
store. So my situation was a little different from everybody else on the block. So everybody else on the block pretty much gravitated to it. I didn't like it.
You didn't like it?
I didn't like it.
So did it become a competition thing as well because y'all wasn't dealing with the same people?
Nah, it wasn't a competition thing. It was just more so we was cool. Them was my homies, we was cool. But Black Walt didn't take to the blood and Crip thing.
Okay.
I didn't take to that because I felt like this is their culture.
You were smart enough to recognize that.
Yeah, I said this is their culture. You know, we were always about blocks. What block are you from? You from the 50s, you from the 40s, this is back then, you know, in the 80s. Where are you from? Are you from, back then it was a real divide between the north side and the south side.
Yeah. That's usually the way it go.
Yeah, it was a real divide back then. So, you know, that's how I grew up.
But when did you embrace it and say, you know, it is what it is?
Well, because
it just becomes you?
No, because me and Bob, like I said, you know, Bob became the DJ of my rap group, which was Black Mafia, in which Black Mafia consisted of me, DJ Bob, Tech N9ne.
But see, I want to get into that, but how old was Tech N9ne when he came into that situation?
Tech N9ne, me and Tech N9ne the same age, so Tech N9ne was 13.
He was 13 and y'all was already doing music?
Yeah, we was doing music in my mama's basement.
Okay, so and Tech N9ne basically was he rapping like the da 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 da?
No, well, yeah, he was.
When you first met him.
I'm gonna give you his first rap that I heard and what we recorded in my mama's basement.
Okay.
I mean, I can't do it like that.
Of course, I know you.
Yeah, I did, you know. Given a chance to rhyme, a professional brother's gonna be a good start. Don't even think about sleeping because I'm fucking up every part. Any sucker that run up and try to juke me, my rhyme be so damn funky, it's like Dookie.
Oh, so that's,
He was doing this in 1988.
Woo.
Tech N9ne was doing that in 1988.
In 1988.
We are kids, man. We laid his first song down that he ever recorded in my mama's basement. It was called New Breed. And that's the song right there.
And basically, you knew the sound, so you know his sound outside of any time you hear Tech N9ne sound, you know.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
And so, how many did y'all put a project together, or
No.
was it just like an EP, just a song?
We
or?
just recorded songs. We was just
Song
recording
for song.
Song for song,
What was
man.
y'all using to record?
Oh, man, I had a Casio SK5. I made all the beats back then. I did all the production. So, if y'all remember Hustle and Flow?
Yes.
Remember the little keyboard they had on there with the 4 orange packs? That's exactly what I had.
Yeah,
That's what I had.
yeah.
And that's what and we recorded from tape deck to tape deck.
Tape deck to tape deck. And this is Tech N9ne's very first music.
His very first recording that he ever made. Ever.
Do you still have that somewhere?
Oh, we looking for it bad.
I was about to say that
Oh,
would
we
be
looking for it
dope.
bad. Because what happened, we made tapes, and I gave Tech a tape. I had a tape. These are tapes back then. With no CDs, none of that. As y'all
Of course, it wasn't.
So we had tapes, and I made duplicates of the tape, and I gave the tape to Tech N9ne. So back then, I didn't know the music business or nothing, but I knew. Hey, don't let nobody hear it, man, because we ain't got this copywritten.
That's right. You knew that much.
I knew that much, you know. And Tech did just the opposite.
He let everybody hear
He
it.
let everybody hear it. But it's a good thing now we look back hindsight, because that led to his relationships later on down the line with other guys and other producers, because they would meet him and they say, hey, ain't you that guy that made that You Stutter Stepping Motherfucker, you? And that was the song.
They knew.
New Breed. They knew from that song. And so it led him to work with this guy named Icy Rock. And then Don Juan.
Don Juan.
Had on here yesterday.
Yeah. He say he was there too. So that was he during that time.
Well, no, Don Juan.
No, he
wasn't
came
there
later,
yet.
didn't he?
Yeah, Don
He
Juan
came
wasn't
later.
there. This just me and Tech N9ne.
You and
right
Tech.
now.
So you was Tech first producer.
Very first.
That's crazy.
Very first. So this is just me and Tech. But Don Juan heard this song, New Breed.
Because he was DJing. But
No,
Don
he was-
Juan DJing
he
at
was
that
producing.
time?
No, he was
producing.
producing.
I thought he did
Yeah.
a little bit
Yeah.
of. Was he doing some DJing?
No, he
right
said that's
then?
how he heard it, because he
From
had
a
an ear
DJ?
for the music, and when he heard that, he was
Yeah.
like, man.
That's right.
Yeah,
He heard
that's
that
crazy.
song. So when he heard this song, and he stayed right around the corner.
Okay.
But you know, me and Don Juan hadn't met yet. Tech and
Yeah.
Don Juan hadn't met yet. We didn't know Don Juan. You know, he's a little younger than us, a couple of years.
Right, that's
But
what he said.
We had never met him and we didn't know him, but he heard that song New Breed, and that song was so impactful for the community. A lot of people that heard it, and then that's how, you know, Tech, they started being aware of Tech. Oh man, this dude can rap his ass off, man. He's cold. So
And he motivated a lot of people to push harder.
That's right.
Because he was so hard that there's like, no, I need to step my game up.
that's right.
Yeah, we on Boss Talk 101. Yeah, we gon' talk.